What's up, guys? What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to Keep It Up with Krista Jackson. I'm your girl, Krista. Want you guys to subscribe, like, hit the bell. Follow me on Instagram, Krista9, TikTok, Krista Ryan. That's all you guys do. Today is August 5th. Happy Tuesday. It's 1:15 p.m. First clip. Good afternoon, everybody. So,
the next morning, I woke up to more texts and missed calls.
I called the eye doctor
and left a
message.
She was heartbroken
Hopefully
by my
they call me back.
Selfishness.
So we're gonna get
my father had texted that he was deeply
Actually, I'm gonna give them 2 days.
Elaine had sent photos of Mason and Emma with sad faces.
If they call me
with the
back,
caption, missing their future bedrooms.
Hopefully, I'll be awake when they call me back. So
every message was designed to make me feel guilty, selfish, and
gotta make an
wrong for
appointment
not giving up my home.
and everything.
I was about to turn off my phone when I received another email from Harold Thompson. This one had a more serious tone. As your father has already signed the preliminary agreement, we are prepared to move forward with legal proceedings if necessary. I should inform you that in family property disputes, courts often favor the interests of minor children. Additionally, your parents have provided documentation of financial assistance throughout your adult life, which could be construed as investment in the property in question. I strongly advise you to sign the agreement voluntarily to avoid costly and emotionally difficult litigation. Attached to the email was a scan of the document my father had signed. Seeing his signature on papers regarding my house without my consent felt like a physical blow.
I'm saving that money for next month because
my own parents were actively working against me.
I'm getting,
as I stared at the document,
like 5
my doorbell
things.
rang. Through the peephole, I saw Kevin standing there with what looked like more paperwork.
$200
I did not open the door. Natalie, I know you were in there,
so
he called out.
Happy.
We need to talk about the timeline for the move.
Buying nothing off of that car to next month. But
I remained silent, leaning against the door with my heart pounding.
This
is happening whether you cooperate or not, he continued. Your dad has already talked to a judge he knows from his Rotary Club. We have options if you keep being difficult. I slid down to the floor, my back against the door, and tried to control my breathing. They were not going to stop. The pressure would continue until I gave in.
I was like, why is there my lotion and stuff down here?
My phone buzzed with a text from my mother. Your sister is crying again because of you. How can you do this to your own family? Another from my father, I raised you to put family first. I do not recognize the selfish woman you have become. Then came the worst blow.
I'm so happy.
A mutual friend forwarded me a social media claims to love my children would deny them a safe and spacious home while living alone in a house with empty bedrooms. Some people only think of themselves, I guess. Number family first. She had taken this public painting me as the villain in a story where she was the victim. The comments were filled with people expressing sympathy for her and disgust toward me, though she had never mentioned me by name. I felt like I was drowning. The people who were supposed to love me unconditionally were gaslighting me, manipulating me, and publicly shaming me, all because I did not want to give up my home. Later that afternoon, I received a group text from extended family members, all weighing in on a situation they knew nothing about. Cousins I had not spoken to in years suddenly had opinions about where I should live. Aunts and uncles questioned my character and values. Even my grandmother sent a message saying she was disappointed in my unwillingness to help family. The isolation was complete. It seemed like everyone was against me, all believing Elaine's version of events.
Today's
where
my
I
favorite
was the
day
selfish,
of the
childless
week,
woman,
Tuesday.
denying innocent children a proper home. That evening, I hit rock bottom when I discovered something that shattered what little trust I had left. Checking my mail, I found a letter from my homeowners association welcoming the Kevin and Elaine Anderson family to the neighborhood. They had actually gone to my HOA and updated the resident information without my knowledge or consent. The violation was so complete, so brazen, that something inside me finally snapped. This was no longer about family dynamics or misunderstandings.
I'm so excited because
this was an organized campaign to bully me out of my own home. I sat on my kitchen floor, surrounded by threatening emails, manipulative texts, and the HOA letter, and I sobbed until I had no tears left. In that moment of complete despair, I realized something important.
I'm so happy.
I did not deserve this. No their demands no matter how much pressure they applied. This was my home, my life, and I had the right to defend it. That night, I made a decision that would change everything. I was going to fight back. The next morning, instead of responding to the barrage of messages from my family, I searched online for family property disputes and harassment from relatives. After reading several articles and forum posts from people in similar situations, I realized I needed professional help. I made an appointment with Caroline Walker, a lawyer specializing in property law and family disputes. Her earliest availability was 2 days later, which meant 2 more days of enduring pressure from my family, but having a plan in place gave me strength to hold on. During those 2 days, the harassment continued. Elaine and Kevin drove by my house multiple times. My parents called, hourly alternating between guilt trips and anger, threatening legal language. I stopped answering my door and set my phone to silent, preserving my sanity while I waited for my appointment. When I finally sat across from Caroline in her office, the whole story poured out of me. I showed her the emails from Harold, the document my father had signed the HOA letter and screenshots of the text messages and social media posts. Caroline listened carefully, taking notes, and occasionally asking for clarification. When I finished, she leaned back in her chair with a serious expression. First, let me assure you that what they are trying to do has no legal basis, she said firmly. Your house is your property. Your name is on the deed and mortgage. No one can force you to trade or give up your house regardless of their family status or your father's signature on some fabricated document. The relief I felt was overwhelming. Despite knowing intellectually that they could not legally take my house, hearing it from a professional lifted an enormous weight. What Harold Thompson is doing borders on legal malpractice. Caroline continued reviewing his emails. He is using intimidation tactics and misrepresenting the law to pressure you. The document your father signed has no legal standing whatsoever. He cannot sign away your property rights, period. What about their claims about courts favoring families with children? I asked. Caroline shook her head. That is a gross misrepresentation. While courts consider the best interests of children in custody and divorce proceedings, they do not simply reassign private property from single people to families with children.
I know, I'm
Property
going to buy a
rights
book
are
next month
fundamental
too.
in our legal system.
That's why I'm saving that
She began typing on her
$17.
computer. I am going to send
On
a
my
cease
card,
and
I'm
desist
saving
letter to
that
Harold
one.
Thompson and copy your family members. This will formally document the harassment and make it clear that any further attempts to pressure you will have legal consequences.
It's arriving tomorrow.
Will that stop them? I asked.
Oh my god, it's gonna
Not
be
entirely
shipped
convinced that a letter would
tonight.
deter people who had already gone to such extremes.
It
puts them on notice that you have legal representation.
Okay,
and that
I don't
their
know
actions
what
could have consequences. For a lawyer
name
like
of this
Harold, the threat of being
selfie
reported to the
light
Bar
is.
Association should be
Oh,
enough
it's
to make him back off. As for
Austin.
your family, she paused her expression,
It's like
softening
a
the legal letter
60
may not address the
LD
emotional aspects of this
portable
situation.
selfie light,
She was right.
video
The
conference
legal
lighting
issues might be
with clip
straightforward, but the
and
betrayal
camera
by my family
tripod
cut deep.
adapter,
I recommend
rechargeable,
documenting everything Caroline continued.
9
Save all
light
emails,
modes
text
for
messages, and social
iPhone,
media posts. Record
webcam,
conversations if
laptop,
legal in your
photo,
state.
makeup.
Install security cameras at your home. Change your locks immediately if they have keys. The idea that I needed security cameras to protect myself from my own family
gonna
was
show you guys
heartbreaking,
this.
but I knew she was
And
right.
it's pure
Also, consider
white
seeking
or
emotional support, she added
pearl
gently. Family
white.
pressure like
I never
this can
had
be
that
traumatic.
one before, so.
A therapist or support group might help
And
you
Mike.
process these events and establish healthy boundaries going forward. I
I
left
never
Caroline's
had it
office with a
before.
plan of action
Actually, I
and her
can show you
promise
guys.
to send the cease and desist
See,
letter
this is
that
the
day.
light I'm getting
On my way
tomorrow.
home, I stopped at a home improvement
I'm so
store and bought
excited.
new locks. Afternoon, changing every lock and installing
It's
cameras at my
1:24
front and back doors.
p.m.
Next, I
Sports
called
clip.
my closest
I
friends,
got
people
2
who
more
were
to
not
go.
connected to my family, and explained the situation. Their
So
outrage and
excited for
support
getting
reminded
this
me that what
late.
my family was doing was not normal or acceptable. My friend Rachel offered to stay with me for a few days, which I gratefully
I
accepted.
wish
Having
it
another
was
person
the
in the
other
house
way.
made me feel safer
Oh, it is
and
the
less
other way.
isolated.
The other way.
I
Oh,
also
you
reached
can
out
switch
to my
it.
boss and explained that I was dealing with a
No,
difficult
man.
family situation that might require time off for legal
And wait
appointments.
for you
Her
guys.
supportive response was another reminder that
Makeup
there were people in
photography,
my life who
selfie,
respected my
live
boundaries
streaming.
and cared about my well-being. That evening, she had sent to Harold Thompson, with copies to my parents, Elaine
that
and Kevin.
way.
The letter outlined the harassment I had experienced,
I'm still gonna
clarified
use
that their
this
legal claims had no merit,
because it's pink,
and warned that continued
but
harassment could result in legal
I'm
action.
just excited for
The
this
response was immediate. Harold Thompson sent a brief
selfie
email
light I'm
stating
getting
that he was withdrawing from
tomorrow.
My father called, leaving an angry voicemail about how I had escalated a family matter by involving lawyers. Elaine sent a series of texts calling me vindictive and heartless for threatening legal action against your own family.
Oh, this is
Their
gonna be
reactions
happening
confirmed what I
and
had
stuff
begun
like
to
that.
suspect they never had a legal case
And
to
like
begin with. Harold's quick withdrawal suggested he
next
knew
month,
his
everybody goes
tactics
to
would
school.
not hold up to scrutiny from another lawyer. My family's anger revealed that they had been counting on emotional manipulation, not legal standing, to get what they wanted.
And stuff like
The next
that.
day, I took another step toward
And
protecting
I'm so
myself.
excited for it.
I joined an online support group
And
for
stuff like
people
that.
dealing with family estrangement and boundary violations. Reading stories from others who had experienced
I'm gonna
similar
be
pressure
37
and
next year.
manipulation helped
Next
me
April.
understand that I was not alone,
37?
and that standing firm on my boundaries was not
my
selfish
God.
but necessary for my well-being. With Rachel's support, I began to work through
I
the
don't even
complex
think about
emotions the
how old
situation
I'm
had
gonna be
triggered.
next year, but
Guilt
like,
over not giving my house
it's
to my
crazy.
sister, anger at my family's entitlement and
But
manipulation,
yeah, I'm gonna have to get a new bank card
I thought were loving and supportive. Fear about what
in
would happen to those
2028.
relationships if I
I'm
continued
gonna
to
have to
stand
go
my
to my
ground.
bank to get a new
A
card,
week after sending the cease and desist letter,
and
Caroline
then I have to
suggested we
go
request a formal meeting with my
to get a new
family and
ID
Harold Thompson
too.
if he was still involved. Sometimes having these discussions in a
gonna be
structured
good.
environment with legal representation present
I'm gonna do
can
it
prevent
before
emotional
the due
escalation,
date
she explained.
of those two,
I
because
agreed,
like,
though. The thought of
I
facing
have
my
to go
family
get
after
a
everything
new
that had happened made my stomach churn.
ID
Caroline
and a
sent the
new
invitation for a meeting
bank
at her office
card.
the following week. To my surprise, they accepted.
Hopefully,
In the days leading up to the meeting,
here,
the direct
but it's
harassment subsided
it
somewhat,
happens.
though I
Yeah.
still received occasional
But yeah.
guilt-tripping social media posts from Elaine.
It's
The new logs and security
1:27
cameras
p.m.
gave me
It's the
peace of
5th
mind,
clip
especially after
I
I
got
discovered that someone had tried to use a key at my front door while I was at work.
So
The
yeah.
camera footage was not clear enough to identify who it was, but the timing suggested it was likely Elaine or Kevin. The morning of the meeting, Rachel hugged me and reminded me that I had done nothing wrong and had nothing to be ashamed of. Your house is yours, she said firmly.
Yeah.
No one has the right to take it from you, family or
They
not.
don't have a right to take
With those
you.
words bolstering my courage, I walked into Caroline's office, ready to face my family and reclaim my power. The conference room in Caroline's office felt too small for the tension it contained. My parents sat
I don't like
stiffly
how it
on
looks
one side
like
of the
that.
table, Elaine and Kevin beside them. Harold Thompson was noticeably absent, replaced by another lawyer I did not recognize. Caroline sat beside me, her presence reassuring. Thank you all for coming, Caroline began, her tone professional but warm. We are here to discuss the ongoing situation regarding Natalie's house, and to hopefully find a resolution
Oh
that
yeah, I'm
respects
gonna talk
everyone's
about
rights and boundaries.
Little Tay.
My father started to
Tell me
interrupt,
why
but Caroline
she made it
held up a hand.
an
Before
OF
anyone speaks, I want to establish some ground
link,
rules.
and
Each
she
person
dropped
will
it
have a
on her
chance to share
18th
their
birthday.
perspective without interruption.
Tell me why.
We will focus
There's
on
so
finding a
many
solution,
people,
not assigning
so
blame.
many people
And most
sign up for her
importantly, we will
OF.
acknowledge that
And
Natalie is the legal owner of
she
her
made
house, with full
$1
rights to
million
decide what
in
happens to
3
that property.
hours.
The last point caused visible discomfort
Drop
among my
mic.
family members. Their
I have
lawyer,
a
who
mic.
introduced himself
Drop
as
mic.
Michael Reed, nodded in agreement with Caroline's ground
Wait, hold
rules.
on, do it again. Drop
From a
mic.
legal standpoint, Michael said,
Like,
addressing my family
that's
more than me, I have reviewed the situation
crazy.
and must advise that there is
Like,
no legal mechanism
what?
to compel Natalie to
You
exchange
made
properties.
$1 million
The document
in
previously
3 months.
prepared by
I mean,
Mr.
not 3 months.
Thompson has
3
no legal
hours.
standing,
3
and pursuing
fucking
this matter
hours.
in
It's
court
just
would
like
not
that
be
baby
advisable.
did the
The
same thing.
admission seemed to deflate my father,
Made
whose
$15
face showed
million
surprise and
for only like
disappointment. Had
3
Harold
hours.
Thompson
Like,
truly led them to believe they had a legal case against me?
that's crazy.
Caroline then gave me the
People
floor.
just like
With a
give
deep
you
breath, I spoke
money
directly to my
and
family for the
everything
first
and
time in
like
weeks. I love you all. I began my voice steadier than I expected. I love Mason and Emma. I want what is best for them. But what has happened over the past month has deeply hurt me. You have tried to pressure, manipulate, and intimidate me into giving up my home. You have spread rumors about me to neighbors and
But
You
yeah,
have invaded my privacy and violated
that
my
is crazy.
You have made me feel like my worth to
Really
this
crazy,
family
guys.
is conditional on my willingness to
How
sacrifice everything
is
I
that
have worked
happening?
for.
How is that possible?
My
Like,
mother started to speak, but
I don't know.
Caroline gently reminded her of the ground rules.
So yeah,
I continued.
it's
It is not
1:30
family
p.m.
supporting each
It's
other.
6 clip
It is
left of the
bullying,
hour.
and I will not tolerate it anymore. My house is my home. I worked hard for it. I love it. I am not giving it up. The silence that followed was heavy. Then, one by one, my family members spoke. My mother went first, tearfully explaining that she only wanted what was best for her grandchildren. We did not mean to hurt you, she said, though the lack of a direct apology was telling. We just thought since you live alone and Elaine has the children, that my home, my life choices, and my boundaries matter less, I finished for her. That is exactly the problem, Mom. You see me as less deserving because I do not have children. My father spoke next, his tone defensive at first. We never intended to actually take legal action, he claimed. Harold said the document was just to show you how serious we were about helping Elaine and Kevin find a better living situation. You signed papers regarding my house without my consent, I reminded him. How would you feel if I did that to you? He had no answer for that. Kevin spoke briefly, claiming they had been desperate and did not know what else to do. His apology seemed more genuine than my parents', though he still maintained that their need for space justified their actions. Finally, Elaine spoke. To my surprise, tears filled her eyes, but not the manipulative tears I had seen before. These seemed real. I have been jealous of you for years, she admitted, her voice breaking. You have the successful career, the beautiful house, the freedom. I love my children more than anything, but motherhood is harder than I ever imagined. When I saw your house with all that space, all I could think was how unfair it was that you had everything I wanted. Her honesty caught me off guard. This was the first glimpse of real emotion, of the real issue underlying the house demand. So you decided to take it from me, I asked quietly. I convinced myself you owed it to me, she said, looking down at her hands. That because my life was harder with children, you should give up what you had worked for. I see now how wrong that was. The conversation continued for over 2 hours. Gradually, the focus shifted from the house to the deeper issues in our family dynamics. How my parents had always favored Elaine because she followed the traditional path they valued. How Elaine's resentment of my career success had festered. How Kevin had felt inadequate for not being able to provide the home he thought his family deserved. By the end of the meeting, several things were clear. First, my family finally understood that the house was not up for discussion. I would not be trading or giving it up, period. Second, our relationships had been damaged in ways that would take time and effort to repair, if repair was even possible. And third, the issue had never really been about the house, but about respect, boundaries, and different visions of what family obligation meant.
I'll see you guys whenever I pick up this tablet. Okay, bye. What's up, guys? Update time. It's 2:12 p.m. First clip. So, I'm waiting for my eye doctor to call. Still hasn't called. So I give him 2 days.
The situation had escalated. Multiple family members had been enlisted to contact me, each with a different approach. Aunt Judith called my workplace, forcing me to have an uncomfortable conversation with the receptionist about not accepting personal calls. Uncle Pete sent a lengthy email about family loyalty and how blood is thicker than water.
I'm tired.
Even my grandmother left a troubling voicemail about how disappointed she was in my behavior. Brielle's messages became increasingly desperate. The landlord says, I have 5 days before eviction proceedings start. Are you seriously going to let your own sister be homeless? What kind of monster have you become? This was followed an hour later by,
I'm so excited. So excited.
It's just a joke.
So
You always
excited.
take everything so seriously.
Excited.
Please just send the money this one last time, and we can talk about reducing it gradually. When these appeals failed, the tone shifted. Mom and Dad know everything now. How you have been spying on my emails. How you set me up to fail. Everyone can see how jealous
Look
you
at
have
all
always
these
been of me.
dots.
Good luck ever being welcome in this family again. I maintained my silence, though each message tested my resolve. The old Allison would have crumbled, apologized,
Alright, so.
On day 11, my mother sent
I was gonna do black and white filter on this one.
You have 24 hours to resume financial support to your sister and apologize for this disruption, or you will face consequences. Do not test me on this, Allison. The vagueness of consequences might once have terrified me. Now it only confirmed I was making the right decision. That same day, Brielle's boyfriend Dylan,
so
I had met exactly twice,
tired right
sent a
now.
rambling message accusing me of destroying Brielle's mental health and always trying to sabotage her happiness because you are jealous of how much everyone loves her.
So, what your coochie should look like? Before you ask me, who the hell am I to tell you what your coochie should look like? I'm a gynecologist. I see coochie every day. Believe me.
Okay.
Loves her. I blocked his number.
That was enough of that. You said what your coochie looks like.
Of peace around myself. I focused on work, accepted a dinner invitation from colleagues. I had often declined in the past due to family obligations.
So yeah, that is so funny. Like what a coochie look like. Oh my god, that is so funny.
The unexpected bright spot came now.
What's up, guys? So playtime is 2:16 p.m. I think it's second clip.
Of your choices. My choices? You chose
Yeah,
to stop
second
paying
clip.
without warning. You chose
I
to
told you I was
ruin
gonna
my
do
life
black
because
and
you
white
were
filter
jealous
again.
about a stupid party. You have been lying about being employed for 3 months, I replied. You have been misusing
I'm gonna go back
the
to
money I
black
sent
and
for
white
utilities.
filters now.
Those were your choices.
I like the color filters,
So what?
but like
You
I'm
make
gonna go
plenty
back.
of money. You do not have a life anyway.
I love the color
So what else would you
filters.
spend it on?
Yeah, I'm
Casual
going back to
cruelty
black
still
and
had
white
the
filter
power to
now.
sting, but not to break me. Goodbye, Brielle. I suggest you start packing or finding a way to pay your rent. I ended the call as she was mid-scream and returned to my meeting. 10 minutes later, my phone began buzzing continuously with notifications. Our family group chat, dormant for months except for Brielle's announcements, had exploded. Mom, Allison, answer your phone immediately. Dad, this has gone too far. Call your sister. Aunt Judith, I cannot believe you would do this to your own blood. Uncle Pete, your grandfather would be ashamed. And on and on. A chorus of outrage and condemnation. I muted the chat and focused on finishing my
What are
work.
you talking about? Virginia's a
At
bit.
4:30, the receptionist called my extension. Allison, your mother is in the lobby.
Going back
She seems upset.
to
Security is asking
black
if
and
they
white
should escort her out. My heart
filter
raced, but I took a deep breath. Tell
and
them I will be right down. In the
all
lobby,
this stuff.
my mother was pacing, her face
Hopefully
flushed with anger. When she saw me,
it's
she
not
pointed
gonna
a
look
shaking
good,
finger. You,
but
how dare you humiliate our family like this? The security guard looked at me questioningly. I smiled
so
at
yeah.
him. It is okay, Frank. This is my mother. We will step outside for a moment. Outside the building, I turned to face her. Mom, I am at work. This is inappropriate. Inappropriate? You know what is inappropriate? Sending private financial information to the entire family. Making your sister look bad to make yourself feel important. She could lose her apartment. Mom, I said quietly. Brielle lost her job 3 months ago and did not tell anyone. She has been lying to all of us. She was trying to find the right time to tell us. She did not want to worry us. She
So
had
yeah.
no problem worrying me when she needed money. She had no
So I'm
problem
about to
accepting
go.
my help while mocking me.
And I will see you guys in the
That
next
was
clip.
just teasing. You've always been too sensitive. A colleague
About to
walked
go.
past, eyeing us curiously. I
So yeah.
maintained my professional demeanor.
Yeah.
I cannot do this here. We can schedule a time to talk.
It's
Oh, now you want to
2:19
talk?
p.m.
After
third
dropping
clip.
this bomb on everyone?
Oh
Your
god.
sister is having a panic attack.
I'm gonna do one more
Your
clip
father
because
had to leave work
I
early.
just don't
All
feel like
because you
it.
could not handle not being the
So, yeah.
center of attention for once. The
Anyways,
irony of her statement was so profound, I almost laughed. Mom,
so
when have I ever been the center of attention in this family?
I could reverse
She
it.
dismissed this with a wave of her hand. You are coming with me right now to apologize to your sister.
How did I reverse that?
No, I am not. The simple refusal seemed to shock her more than anything else. In her world, I always eventually gave in. Excuse me? I said no. I am going back to work now. I suggest you leave before security becomes concerned again. I turned to go, but she grabbed my arm. If you walk away from this family now, do not expect to be welcomed back. I looked at her hand on my arm, then into her eyes. That sounds like a threat, Mom. It is a reality. Family stands by family.
Actually,
funny, I said, gently removing
edit.
her hand.
Oh, I can edit black
I
and
have been
white.
standing by this family financially and emotionally
do, like,
for years. Where was this
all this
family
stuff.
stands by family motto on my birthday?
I'm gonna start doing it.
She had no answer for that.
I'm gonna start
I walked back into the building,
adding
nodding
black and
reassuringly
white
at Frank, the security guard,
filters,
as I passed.
my videos and
My hands were
pictures,
shaking,
and
but my resolve was intact.
yeah.
That evening,
So I'm
the
gonna
real
start doing it
confrontation arrived.
starting
I
today.
had just settled in with dinner when my doorbell rang. Through the peephole, I could see Brielle,
I got
my
two
mother,
more I
and
need
my
to.
father all
But
standing
black
in the
and
hallway.
white filter, but like,
I considered not answering,
yeah. So
but
it's gonna
decided
be
it was better to
happening.
face this head on.
Stuff like
I
that.
opened the
So
door,
yeah.
but blocked the entrance. Yes? Brielle pushed forward.
So yeah.
You need to fix this now. The landlord says I have 3 days to pay or get out. Then I suggest you start packing, I replied. My father
I gotta go
stepped in,
downstairs to get
always
me
the
some
mediator. Allison, please. Let us come in and discuss this rationally.
more
I
water.
hesitated, then stepped aside. They filed in, Brielle immediately throwing herself dramatically onto my couch, my mother perching tensely on an armchair, my father standing awkwardly by the window. Nice place, my father commented, looking around. I do not think I have been here since you moved in. 2 years ago, I confirmed. An uncomfortable silence followed. I did not offer drinks or make small talk. Finally, my mother spoke. Allison, this vendetta against your sister has gone too far. You have made your point. Now it is time to be the bigger person and help your family. This is not a vendetta, I said. This is me stopping an unhealthy dynamic. By making
It's
your sister
2:22
homeless,
p.m. Sports
Brielle
clip last
interjected
about
with a
and
sob.
done.
You would not be facing eviction if you had been honest about
the
losing your job
last,
and made arrangements with your landlord, I pointed out. Or if you had used the money I sent for its intended purpose, instead of whatever you actually spent it on. I had expenses, Brielle protested. Like what? The designer bag you posted about last month? The weekend trip to Miami with Dylan? My father looked confused. Brielle, you said you were still employed. When did you lose your job? Brielle shot me a venomous look. It is complicated, Dad. They reduced my hours and then eventually let me go. But I have been interviewing. For 3 months, I asked, with no results.
So
The
yeah.
job market is tough right now, she snapped. Especially when you were fired for chronic tardiness and poor attitude, I added, pulling up the termination email on my phone. Would you like me to read this to everyone? My mother intervened. Stop attacking your sister. This is exactly the problem, Allison. You have always been jealous of Brielle, always trying to make her look bad to make yourself look good. Mom, I said quietly, I have been paying 40% of Brielle's rent for 2 years. I have been covering her utilities when she claimed she could not afford them. I sent money for car payments, for medical bills, for emergency after emergency, all while you and Dad celebrated her and ignored me, including throwing her a surprise party the night before my birthday using money I contributed.
Goodbye. Goodbye. Goodbye.
You forgot your own daughter's
Goodbye.
birthday? I asked, looking him directly in the eyes. He had the grace to look ashamed. Things have been hectic. They are always hectic when it comes to me, I said, but never too hectic for Brielle. That is because Brielle needs us more, my mother exclaimed. You have always been independent, always handled things on your own. Because I had to, I replied. Because no one was going to handle them for me.
Wrinkly.
So this is
Or my
punishment?
fingers.
Brielle asked.
Or like wrinkly.
You are punishing me because Mom and Dad love me more?
Nah, I sound like
The room went silent.
my cousin.
The truth lay bare in Brielle's careless words.
But yeah.
This is not punishment, I said after a moment. prioritizing myself for the first time. This is me refusing to continue supporting someone who takes without appreciation, who mocks me publicly, who lies about her situation. What do you want? My mother demanded. An apology? Fine.
Okay.
We are sorry we forgot your birthday.
I'm about to go.
We are sorry about the
I'll
party
see you
timing.
guys next
But this
clip.
response is
That will
completely
be
disproportionate.
whenever I pick up
I
this
do not want
tablet.
an apology,
Okay, bye.
I said, concerned for my brother as a
What's
human
up,
being.
guys? It's
We
the
had never
next
been
day.
close.
It's
The age
4:48
gap and
a.m.
parental favoritism
Closing the
created
vlog
a
out.
chasm
Hope you
between
guys
us, but he
enjoy
was still family.
yesterday's vlog.
I
Want you guys
attempted
to
once to
subscribe,
reach out
like, hit the
directly,
bell. Follow me on
suggesting
Instagram,
coffee when I was in
Krista9,
Boston
TikTok,
for a
Krista9.
case.
That's what you guys
But
do.
his response was
See you guys
dismissive,
later on today,
clearly
tomorrow, another
influenced
vlog.
by whatever
And I'm
narrative our
done.
parents had constructed about my distance from the family. I did not push
So,
further, accepting that some relationships may
today.
never be what we
So,
wish they
yesterday
could be.
was
By my
actually a
32nd
good day.
birthday, I had created a life
And
that felt authentic and fulfilling.
it's
I
just
had close friends, a
weird
relationship based on
sometimes. Like,
mutual respect and
it's
genuine
actually a
affection,
good day
and
yesterday,
a
but
career
like,
trajectory that exceeded
I don't
even
know.
my ambitious goals. I had made peace with the
Yeah.
reality of my family situation,
I'm trying to like,
establishing boundaries that protected my emotional well-being
I woke
while
up
maintaining minimal contact.
today
I
at
believed
like
I had finally broken free from the
3:30
dysfunction of my childhood,
because
that
I
had
fell
moved
asleep.
beyond the
That
hurt
was a good
and
sleep though.
disappointment. I was
I
wrong.
really did fall
The
asleep.
real test of my healing, and
So
of
yeah,
my
that was a
character,
really good
came at
sleep, and I'm like,
2:15 on a Tuesday
what
morning
the hell,
when my
you
phone
know?
rang with a call from my parents' number.
So
The shrill ring of my
it
phone
was
cut
really
through the darkness
good
of my
sleep
bedroom,
and everything.
startling me from a deep sleep.
And
The illuminated screen showed my parents' number, something that would have been unusual at any hour but was alarming at 2:15 in the morning. My first thought was that someone had died. Natalie?
So yeah,
My mother's voice was barely recognizable, high-pitched and
I'm
breathless
going
with
to
panic. We need your help. It's Aaron.
vlog.
Has been arrested. I sat up in bed, fully awake now, aware of Michael stirring beside me. Something serious must have happened for my mother to call at this hour, especially given our distant relationship over the past year and a half. What's happened? I asked, keeping my voice neutral despite the adrenaline now coursing through my system. The story spilled out in a chaotic narrative, punctuated by my mother's sobs and my father's angry
I'm listening to a
interjections in the
video
background.
and I'm watching
Aaron
my
had been
video
arrested for wire
and I'm
fraud and
vlogging at the same
embezzlement
time.
related to his
So
latest business venture, a cryptocurrency investment
yeah,
platform that
that's
had
what I'm
apparently
doing,
been
and
operating as a sophisticated Ponzi scheme.
I'm gonna go.
The authorities alleged he had defrauded investors of nearly $2 million. He needs a lawyer, Natalie, a good one. Your father and I, we put up our house for his bail, but we need help with legal fees. You work at that big
Oh yeah, I
firm,
need
you
to
must
finish
know
this
people.
vlog.
You have to help us.
From
The desperation in my mother's voice was palpable. And
is
for
it
a
from
moment,
Friday?
I
I
felt a
don't know.
flicker of the old familiar
I'll have to look.
response, the ingrained need to solve problems and earn approval. But alongside it rose a wave of
But
bitter
I'm about to
memories.
go. I'm gonna see
The
you guys
times I
next
had needed
clip.
help and been told to figure it out myself.
That's the next
The
clip.
dismissal
Next
of my
video.
pain